Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. Is anybody sick of the friggin' word yet? I know I am, but it's not going away for a while. We've got now the April 2nd Liberation Day coming, whatever the heck that means. Look, I just want to plead with free market conservatives for a couple of minutes here, okay? I'm a Canadian. Most of my life, I've lived under liberal governments. I understand what bad economic policy is. I understand deficit financing. I understand subsidies and corporate welfare and how bad they are for economies. Yet, so we've had conservatives arguing against these things for a long time, and it makes sense. But suddenly, because President Trump has a love affair with tariffs, free market, capitalist-minded supposed conservatives are suddenly saying, yeah, tariffs are a good idea. I look, you don't have to stop supporting Trump. This is why I'm pleading with American people or other people who support Trump. Maybe he'll listen to you. Tariffs are bad economic policy. They always are. Protectionism is. Look, don't take my word for it. If you want to look at other economists, conservative ones, libertarian ones, look at Friedman, look at Hayek. They were highly critical of these. They're economic destroyers. I mean, try to think it through. How on earth are Americans better off paying 25% more for goods that are coming from another country? Do you really think replacement industries are going to spawn up and replace that void that quickly? It's not going to happen. Look up integrated economies. That's where we do best. That's where each country is trading with the other and adding value on each side, and every consumer wins. And those economies right now are being rattled and shaken and harmed. Look, the people who know economics have been demonstrating their ire. Look what's happened to the stock market every time President Trump starts going on about tariffs. They don't rise, guys. Look, if you think the business community, if this is a good idea, wouldn't American businesses see an increase in stock value whenever there's talk of putting more tariffs on goods coming in? And Canada's not doing any better. No, shooting back at retaliatory tariffs. I don't know how many viewers might be South Park fans. You remember the goofy game from one of the early seasons they called Rochambeau, where one of the kids, it's a contest. One would kick one in the nuts and the other would kick another in the nuts, and they go back and forth till one gives up. That is how trade wars work. We're kicking each other in the nuts, kicking ourselves in the nuts, costing our consumers more money, hurting our own economies and businesses and enterprises for policy that is not conservative in the slightest, yet the supporters of it call themselves conservatives. Look up fiscal conservatism, guys. Look up free market capitalism. We want freer trade. We want fewer trade barriers. Yes, I know Canada has some stupid tariffs on dairy. Great, let's negotiate. Let's get rid of those things. I'm all for it. But to throw 25% tariffs on everything coming in, or European goods coming into the United States, and then Canada throw, this is just a race to the bottom in stupidity. So, I mean, all I can do is, as I watch and I rip my hair out, I'm used to socialists showing economic stupidity. I'm used to self-styled Marxists, having that cognitive dissonance and forgetting that their system has failed every time somebody has tried to make it work. But I'm not used to supposed conservatives suddenly celebrating an effort to tax themselves rich. I mean, please, just take a little while. Crunch those numbers a little bit. Some people are saying, oh, it's a grand plan. It'll reach the point where it's going to be so much tariff revenue that they'll replace income tax. Guys, look at the trade numbers. That's not going to happen. Not even close. Billions have been taken, trillions have been taken in capital and value out of the markets already just by this shaking around. Now we're looking at April 2nd. For what? What's going to happen? This day of liberation of more money from your own wallets? Liberation of having successful enterprises doing business within North America with each other? That's what it's going to lead to. So I don't know what it's going to take, guys, anymore. And I know I get so much vitriolic feedback. I mean, my main platform is on X, 60-some thousand followers. I get critical of Trump. I lose a few hundred followers in minutes. Well, isn't there not room to be critical? Because I tell you what, you can support a lot of things he's doing. But if you support this goofy plan of constantly rattling markets by threatening tariffs and backing off on tariffs and saying you're going to increase the tariffs and saying you're going to stop the tariffs, then you aren't a conservative. I'm not sure what you are, but you're not a rational conservative. You're not a free market conservative. You're not pursuing prosperity. You're actually pursuing more regulation, more authoritarianism, the opposite of conservatism. You're acting like the socialists who deny economic reality when they push some of the policies they do. So please, please, I love Americans. I love the USA. And if I was down there, I would be a Republican. But that's why I'm asking Republicans. I'm asking conservatives, please try to reason with your president, because it's just harming all of us on both sides of the border, not just economically, but socially. We're two countries that have been close friends and allies for over a century. Sure, we have our differences. Of course you do. Nobody has better fights than a pair of brothers, right? But to tear apart that relationship now over something so stupid is just too much to endure. And I'm just tired of it. And it doesn't matter who Canada elects as a prime minister, they still got this issue to deal with. Let's get out of this tariff idea. Let's get back on track. Let's build a trade agreement by reducing the barriers between the countries instead of increasing them. I just had to get this off my chest, guys, because it's maddening to listen to self-styled conservatives and watch them online trying to make excuses for what's actually a taxation policy that's contrary to the most basic of conservative free market principles. You're not being conservatives. You're being weird, partisan, destructive individuals, and it's not doing us any favors. Let's get back on track. They're still early in President Trump's term. I hope he does a lot of great things in these next 4 years. But he's got to get off this tariff kick, guys. It's not doing you any favors. It's not doing us any favors. And it's not doing conservatism as an ideology any favors. So it's time to stop biting your tongue for partisan reasons and speak up. Tariffs are stupid policy, guys. Accept that. They're bad policy. Let's cut it out. All right, thanks. Let's hope some common sense starts sliding in soon, guys. It's got to happen.